What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Pepsi, the dude with attitude. So crack a 40 and check your rollers. I hope everyone had a peptastic weekend. I hope everyone is excited for the new week and whatever it brings. Today we are talking about something that's really going to be a big thing for you horror nuts. It's a big thing for me, as y'all know I love horror. If you're not into horror or you're a casual horror fan, this is still some news, especially for anyone that likes Robert Englund. I'm going to read y'all some exact quotes from Robert Englund. Robert Englund has told EW that he is too long in the tooth to reprise the role of iconic horror movie villain Freddy Krueger. The actor originated the role of the dream-invading killer in 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, which was written and directed by Wes Craven. Englund reprised the role in 7 more movies, including 2003's Freddy vs. Jason, but was replaced by Jackie Earle Haley for 2010's remake of Craven's original film. Now, that movie was received poorly, and in the years since, many horror fans have supported the idea that Englund should return to the franchise. Now, something else he also told EW is, I don't think I'll ever don the makeup again. I'm a little too old for that. I'm a little too long in the tooth to play Freddy now. I think if I was doing it, it would be more like Freddy versus Viagra. Englund admitted he would be happy to play as a smaller role if the franchise is rebooted. So, that's something. He also has gone on to say, I know that the rights to A Nightmare on Elm Street have gone back to the Wes Craven family estate. And I know they've looked at a lot of different submissions and ideas. I'm hoping they're open-minded because there's a lot of young screenwriters and wannabe director screenwriters that have been kind of obsessed with the horror genre and have some interesting ideas. I would love to be invited back if they decide to reboot A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. I would love to come back and maybe play the dream analyst, the character of Dr. Elizabeth Sims, played by Elizabeth Porter, for those of you that don't know. The woman in therapy sessions who doesn't believe that there can be such a thing as a collective nightmare that's common to a group of people. I think it would be fun for the fans. It would be fun for me to play the part originally played by a woman and do a flip on that. I think there's kind of a tradition in the horror genre of cameos like that. So that would be fun for me. But I have no idea whether they're going to go on and create completely new stories or whether they're going to go back and do prequels or origin stories on the Freddy Krueger myth. I don't know what they're up to, so I'm just waiting to hear. He mentioned prequel, and he also went on to talk about that, and he stated, I've always thought that this is the missing link in the mythology of Nightmare on Elm Street. It got close to being rectified with Tobe Hooper's plot for the TV series Freddy's Nightmares, but that only gives us a glimpse into the skeletons in the monster's closet. He has also said there was a prequel script. I think it was called Krueger First Kills, Englund remembered, and it was the last children being killed. The 2 cop detectives that found Freddy busted him. Then, in the body of the film, were the ambulance-chasing sleazy lawyers that get Freddy off, and the lawyers are actually the best parts of the movie. There's 2 of them, and Freddy in court, and Freddy at the table, and Freddy on the witness's stand, and Freddy in jail. But it's about the lawyers getting him off. But Freddy gloats too much on the courtroom stairs, and the end of the movie is Freddy being burned alive. While there are some obvious similarities between this and the Nightmares plot, it would have been morbidly interesting to see how it would have played out in the flesh. Unanswered questions still lurk between the lines. Who burns Freddy alive this time? Does his testimony reveal anything about his past? He's also stated, I've had a fascination with these projects since I did the plot with Tobe Hooper, but those are the 2 I like best. He's also stated that I think that the franchise probably deserves a really good prequel. There's never been an entire movie devoted to Freddy before he was burned and the crimes and getting caught by the police and going on trial and getting away with killing children. We know that he was set free, so to me, a great part in the prequel is going to be the lawyers that get him off. And then, of course, the ending would be the vigilante parents burning him. That would be the end of the movie. But I think there's a great story there somewhere. I think it could sustain something in the future. So these are everything that Robert Englund has said in the past few years and as of recent about how he feels about coming back to Freddy Krueger in general. He feels he's too, he feels he's too long in the tooth. He feels he's too old. So I wouldn't expect another Freddy versus Jason. But the prequel idea, to me, you guys, I think that's excellent. His idea for it is so good because, recently rewatched every single Nightmare on Elm Street, everything that has Freddy in it, including the remake. And I will be making a video talking about each of those and how I feel about those movies in general. And I might even rank them in the future. But this video is about Freddy Krueger and what if he returned. What if? And his thoughts on a return. And honestly, I think a prequel is an excellent idea. It would add new flesh and flair to it. And we wouldn't get this badass Freddy that we've really seen, but we'd get his origins that would really just set up. Sometimes prequels can just be so perfect to set stuff up. Star Wars Rogue One is a good prequel to A New Hope. It just sets everything up and answers everything in a really good way, and it sets stuff up. But there's a lot of good prequels in this one. We get Robert Englund, we get him creepy, and we get to see how and what he did to these children, which would be even more, this would be horror on a completely different level, him goading children and doing all this stuff. So if they did a prequel showing off that and just going more in depth, showing maybe how Freddy Krueger also got the way he was, maybe. And the very ending could, be him getting burned, and then at the end it goes dark, and, all of a sudden it kind of cuts to the first movie with him in the alley, and it says, 1, 2, 3, Freddy's coming for you. We hear that, and then it ends with him throwing up his hands, and he says, this is God. And then it ends with never sleep again. That would be beautiful. I'm going to be honest with you. I like all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, with probably number 6. Yeah, 6 being one of my lead. It was good, but I don't know. It just it wasn't good. Now the new one they made, I'm going to be honest, the actor was different and he was less comical, which I liked. He was menacing. And they also went a different route with what if he didn't do this, feel bad for the killer, which obviously you knew that was just supposed to throw you off. But the way they went about it and the real texture they brought to the movie was really good. His face was different. A lot of people didn't like it. I think they could have maybe made his voice a little different, maybe got a different actor. But I by no means think the remake was bad. I actually really liked the remake. But I think there is definitely some flaws and they could have made it better. That said, my favorite is probably always going to be number 3, Dream Warriors. I love that. It had Nancy back. It was the first one where, Nancy kind of goats him in the first one and gets away. And in the second one, the kids also kind of survive for a little bit. But Dream Warriors, they fight back. And it actually seems like they kill Freddy Krueger until the very end. So, they've got the universe and they got so much good stuff. And then, then Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I didn't know how I was going to feel about that, but that one was really good too. I also liked the face. They made a few facial changes to him in that. I loved that. And, that's the thing. Sometimes prequels and sequels are a hit and miss, but they don't damage what's already been done. I was talking to my roommate. Does the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, whether you like it or not, does it really destroy the originals and the prequels? No, it shouldn't. The prequels didn't ruin the originals. And if you think they did, then let me ask you something. You can just watch all the originals without watching the prequels and the sequels. Or you can watch the prequels and the originals and you don't have to watch the sequel trilogy. Like, literally. Nothing that has already been done and that's complete should be ruined. That's like creating 6 good paintings, then creating one really bad one. How the fuck does that affect the rest? It doesn't. So honestly, I want a prequel. I would like Robert Englund to be a part of it. If they make a sequel, I do want a different Freddy. I wouldn't mind if the same one came in. I mean, shit, but you know, I don't know. If we get another Versus movie, which I'll go more in depth with later, I wouldn't mind a Freddy versus Michael movie. Because I honestly have always considered Freddy and Michael story a lot more interesting and raw and just, you know, more in depth than Jason Voorhees. Now that said, I've only really watched the first 3 Jason movies, but from what I understand, it's, I don't know, they don't really develop on his story, okay? That said, I still like the franchise. I love the game. So let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think of a prequel? Do you think Freddy's too old? Do you think they should come up with new ideas? I think new ideas are welcome. I love new ideas. I love new horror movies. But, you know, if you want to make prequels and work on other stuff, like imagine if you got the opportunity to remake a Star Wars movie or remake a Nightmare movie. You're obviously going to do it because you loved them growing up. So you're going to do your best. You're not going to be like, no, I want to make a different movie. Because you get what you get. Let me know. What do y'all think about all this? Too old? Need more stuff? What horror ideas do you have? What's your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? Who's your favorite 80s, 90s, 70s slasher film or slasher villain? And let us know what your least favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie is. Let me know what prequel idea you would like. And with that, we will see you next time when you're ready for some more attitude. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We do comedy, we do story, we do news like this. We also have a Twitch where we stream every Saturday and periodically throughout the week. Same name, Dudes with Attitude. Check us out on there. And if you're subscribed to us already and you'd like to be in a video, drop your gamer tag. We'd love to have you in a stream or a video. And remember, survive and endure. Destiny is all. And if you're not down with that, we only got 2 words for you. Fuck off.
Never sleep again, again.